Chris Janson in the studio with us. What up, Chris Janson?
Hey, buddy.
How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So this is like a what is this? This is like a reset, a slate cleaning. What are we calling this again?
Yeah, I actually was when we were getting started in this thing. I started rewriting some bullet points.
And that was one of them.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
I mean, hey, man,
Bullet points for coming into here?
No.
Just
because I got a new record deal with Big Machine and co-ventured with my own label now, Harpa 60, which is awesome. And so I was doing record label CEO things. I was like writing bullet points and taking time to do stuff that I'll never do.
Wow.
So I was like, first point, clean slate.
Slate.
Second point, new music. Third point, this is awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So what is that like? That's a kind of see some artists do that kind of thing where they are doing like a, I don't know. It's like a hybrid thing. The industry has changed. For those who don't know, you're not in this
It
wacky
definitely ain't
world.
hybrid for sure.
It's
I'm totally signed to Big Machine Records now. So like on my and there's like what is there 4 imprints underneath that umbrella. So on my imprint it's like me, Riley Green, Brett Young, Lady A, Shane Prophet, my artist. And then
They're your artists.
yeah, well,
Shane
is.
Right.
Yeah, Shane is mine artist that I signed. So basically, whenever I did this deal with Big Machine and got this new record deal, I had this grandiose idea because about 2-3 months before that, Shane Prophet got a record deal with them. Shane is my artist, and I say that because I started this record label called Harpa 60 Records around Shane.
By the way, that noise you hear, that's his leather jacket.
That's his
I don't
leather
know if
jacket.
You want me to take it off?
No,
it's fine. It just
Okay.
adds
It
to.
just adds to the
And so,
atmosphere.
we can't fit in them.
Yeah, clearly me neither.
A whole farm would have to be sacrificed.
Yeah, but like people don't. You're right. Listeners do not care about those details. But just since you asked, so I just basically so everything that's branded with my name now, as far as music is concerned, new single, All I Need Is You, all these things, new album coming this year. It'll be under Big Machine Records / Harpa 60. Harpa 60 is my imprint. That's it.
And I love the fact, and we had Shane on the show, and we called you about the whole thing, the story, but he walked up to you in a Cracker Barrel restaurant. You're eating
Sushi.
dinner.
That was a
Oh,
sushi
sushi place.
restaurant.
That makes
whatever
it even
was.
better.
Which is
Yeah.
the strangest thing ever, because he didn't know why he was there. He was like on a date.
Yeah.
For, can't
he was
figure
in
out what
Crocs
he's
and shorts and a
At a
hoodie.
sushi place. I
on
love
a
it.
date. That's
Ducks
a bad.
in a Ducks Unlimited hat. I keep telling my wife though, I'm like, clearly, maybe I'm doing something wrong sometimes because like nowadays that stuff doesn't really matter. So I'm not picking on that. Like more power to Shane for that.
We'll
But it was-
pick on him. Yeah,
it
you
was-
don't wear
it was-
Crocs though. Dave.
Yeah, like I give him hell all the time.
yeah,
But
right.
anyway, he's a great dude, and he walked up to me and Kelly and the kids, and it was awkward because if we could like video camera it, like if he was in the corner over there, he's like kind of slow walking, like
and
he
you
looked
just hear
like a white-tailed deer posturing to fight, like he was.
hearing the squeak
he was,
of
like,
his
looking
shoes.
out underneath his hat brim, like I hope did they see me? Oh, nope.
Oh, no.
And so then he comes over and it was like that slow awkward thing, like, hey man, and he literally started breathing real hard. And he was like, okay, I don't want to be that guy. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, poor
hey,
baby.
could you just listen to my songs, man?
Oh, man.
And so like it could go one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
it could be real awkward or really.
It would have been
cool.
really awkward had he sucked. But
Well,
the
it
fact
would've
that
been.
he was
Yeah.
Shane Prophet, I mean,
Yeah,
dude, that's
and my
what?
wife is really nice, and like so we try to, no matter who it is, like you treat people as you want to be treated for real, and so he just had like this really sweet demeanor, as you guys know, and she reached over and kind of said, hey, I'm a publisher as well as his manager, and I'll listen. So I thought, thank you, Kelly.
There you go.
So it kind of eased the pain, right? So I didn't want to make it weird or anything, but then so we listened, and it was really good stuff.
Yeah.
And I signed him to a publishing deal to write songs for my company like 2 weeks later. And then he had a record deal within 6 months. But it was, I got to tell you, like
That's
it was
not usually how that goes.
No,
No.
but it
The
wasn't.
guy who comes up to you at the sushi restaurant in Crocs
Yeah.
is not usually.
But it wasn't just handed to him. He didn't just fall at the turnip
No,
truck
no,
and here's
no.
some free stuff. Like he worked his butt off. He really went to the woodshed. He wrote his whole album, and so that's it. He did a good job. Proud of him.
All right. So Chris Janson, his new song is out. It is called "All I Need Is You." We'll go play that coming up in just a second, and
Thank you.
more with Chris Janson coming up. Hang on. Chris Janson in studio, one of our favorites. He's got a new song out. It's called "All I Need Is You," and it is out now, so you can get it now.
Yes.
And then, of course, you got a whole new tour dates, all the live tour dates. That's all at chrisjanson.com to see if if you can see Chris. And I'll tell you this: before you walked in, Patrick legit said, "If I had to pick." Well, I'll let you say it.
I just said, I said this when you joined the Opry, because when they asked you to join the Opry, you were still relatively new, like that most people didn't know. Yeah. And I said, I'll tell you this: if I needed 20 or 30 minutes every night, and I needed somebody to come out and no one knew who they were and blow them away for 30 minutes, I would pick Chris Janson.
Thank you, brother.
Chris Janson. Yep. If people showed up and they didn't know any of your songs, and they just stood there and went, okay, let's see how this guy is. He will blow your mind.
I can put that into proof of concept. When we had our Shamalama Ding Dong, we had a parking lot party one time.
That's right.
And it was pouring down rain.
Came to that.
Yeah, Chris Janson came and
the
played
pouring
it.
down rain.
And it was before Buy Me a Boat. It was before all that. You hadn't had a hit yet.
No.
And dude, everybody here in the parking lot that day was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I mean, because you had the harmonica and you were singing and playing and dude, you just melted. I mean, I think you made the rain come down harder.
Thank you. Well, you got to entertain. People just want to be entertained. That's always been my motto. So, I mean, you never know if you're going to have a hit, and then you have some. Thank God. But before that, it's like you got to make a living. You got to entertain people. And I mean, what else are you going to do?
I remember you telling us that's why you learned how to play the harmonica, because you
still
figured
the reason
out,
I play harmonica.
Yeah, you figured out that you could make more money on tips if you could do something other people didn't do.
Yeah, back in the bars, man. I was like, that's the truth, and I still carry that same mentality. I don't care. I mean, 6 hits in, 20 hits in, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to always have that mentality, because that's just the way that's the nature of my business.
Yeah.
So the lesson here is go see Chris Janson when you get a chance.
I will tell you, it's a lot of fun. I mean, the shows have been selling out, which is great to kick off a new year, which is really nice. The fans are great, and it's just gotten exponentially wilder. It's funny, man. When I look back in history of like concerts that I did go to, most of the ones I went to, people wanted to play their hits, but like sometimes like especially in like modern times, people don't want to play their hits. They just try to be all artsy. And I say, man, like I got these hit songs. I want to go out and I want to go play them.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like, can you imagine how
we got a Mountain Dew delivery for
man?
Chris.
Listen, they say no, it's good. Yep, that's how you know it's good.
You have to go.
So that was, but the shows have been going great. It's been a lot of fun, and we're just kind of getting cranked back up into it. So man, we've been rocking and rolling. Literally just got back.
While you enjoy your Mountain Dew, I think we should all crank up the song. And,
let's go.
Let's do it. It's a new one's called "All I Need Is You." Here is Mr. Chris Janson. Chris Janson and "All I Need Is You." Love that. I love the fact that you're like. I love the honesty in it. I love all you're like. Because I know you, and I know all the stuff you're going through, and in your head, and all that kind of stuff. And I was surprised, like here, I was like, oh wow, that's in
real.
the lyric.
That's real lyric.
Oh, it's a real lyric. I wrote
sweet.
that on the back porch. Thank you. I wrote that on the back porch of the beach house at 30A, looking at Kelly. I mean, I like to look at her. She's hot, and and I was like, I mean, I'm not, like it's there's a kind of a funny picture, it's kind of sort of portrayed on there, I guess, like. I guess the one's going out and then coming back at the end of the day. It's like we don't really live that lifestyle because we travel all the time together, But it is so true. I mean, no matter what's going on in our lives, really, the truth of the matter is, even if I wasn't in this position of being a singer, I do love her so much that that's really all I need to make me happy at the end of the day.
So good.
Plus the kids, I think for both of us, is amazing. We have a really good life together. It's fun, and it's just with this new album, especially with this one raising its hand as the first single. The whole album, and you guys will hear it'll be out this summer. It's just really, it's probably my most authentic written album to date.
Yeah.
And I mean, because I've always sort of had the mindset of I don't really care. I'm just going to do what I want, But with this one, it's that mindset, but in like a real positive light. Like I want people to enjoy this, but I'm just going to write it so unabashedly honest that even I enjoy listening to it.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference in that. Like I'm the first person to not want to listen to my stuff. Yes.
Who were you listening to while you were writing most of this album? Because something about Chris, I always notice that whatever you're listening to, you channel that and like you make it modern and cool.
Coldplay.
You were really?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Coldplay a little bit. We were spending a lot of time. So I wrote a lot of the first half of this album, which this happened. This song, I would say, well, it all kind of was written within about a year and a half. Okay, starting at kind of the third quarter of the pandemic shutdown.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was writing an album then. I was just writing a whole bunch of songs because I had time to do it. Finally, and this one kind of fell into that batch, which is cool. But like I was spending a lot of time on the beach. We were living there full time. And hence is sitting on the beach house at 30A and writing this thing over Zoom because that's all you could do at the time, because nobody was getting together and whatever. But the point is that it was right at the tail end of that. So we were about to come back to Tennessee. So I was driving my Jeep every day down 30A highway. So I was listening to a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't listen to. Coldplay, some of the original Coldplay stuff, which doesn't really mesh up, but I just like the vibe of it. I listen to the Strokes a lot. A lot of the things I listen to outside of, what I listen to in country.
Yeah.
Hank Jr., Jamie Johnson. That's
right.
I mean, I've stuck to that since day one, and that's all I really listen to in country. Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard. But as far as exterior country, man, I listen to Coldplay, the Strokes, things like that.
I can't wait to hear the album then.
Yeah,
It sounds like it'll be interesting.
Well, I cut it with a rock producer. I cut it with a straight up rock producer. I mean, he's got great country credits too, Grammys for it, as a matter of fact. But Julian Raymond is one of my best friends in the world. He also, he was the guy when he first came to Nashville years ago, back when I was on Warner, like way before anything. He was a big fan of mine, and so finally getting to work together was like a real dream come true.
I love Julian. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and we actually, it's interesting. Right before this new record deal fell into place and we got it signed, I was like talking to him a lot over the phone. Again, back on 38 at the beach. So that's a really cool thing about the single that came together with All I Need Is You. There's a really cool synergy on how this album and record deal came together because a lot of the talks and a lot of the preemptive planning and praying and just is this the right move kind of thing, and a lot of the song ideas came from walking the sands, of Fort Walton. So Fort Walton Beach, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, Santa Rosa Beach, and it's pretty awesome, man. It just feels like the most natural thing to me. All the other albums in my past, they've never had a glitch, but they've always just had. It seems like maybe we had to do this or we had to do that. With this album, we don't have to do anything. Just write the songs, pick the ones that feel as natural as possible. That's the best way I can describe it. Put them down, and people are like really identifying with them, and like playing them live. Yeah, it's different. Mm-hmm. You go out and you play a new song like All I Need Is You live, and you play a new song, period. People, first of all, it shows 101 fan here. People don't want to hear new songs right out the gate. They just don't. They want to come and they want to hear the hits and they want to drink a beer and go home.
Yeah.
But like playing this song and just a few others off the album that are just off the top of my head, like Rowdy Gentleman is one of them, things like that. People are really identifying with them for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe my career has just grown to that place to where we're just there now. But it's just been a real blessing. So watching this thing just kind of go poof right out of the box has been really, really awesome.
So we'll look for the album to come out in the summer, sometime in the summer.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in the summer.
Okay.
Right in the heat of touring season, which there again, that's a cool thing. I'd never had an album drop in the summer. What a coincidence. The guy works the most during the summer, and we're not going to put a record out on him.
Yeah.
So we're going to put a record out.
That changes now because your boss gets it.
Yeah, true.
It's like, hey, I mean, it's so great, man. It's kind of a dream come true. Being here in this moment is like probably of all the times we've been together, on interviews, or of all the times I've had album cycles or singles or whatever, like it's a total dream come true package for me personally on all levels. I love the single. I really do. I love that it's about me and Kelly's life, and people get to see a real showcase of that. I love that there's so much content driven around it too, to where people are getting a bit more of an in-depth look at just kind of how we roll, which is really cool. Like most people roll.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, man, we work together, we love together, we live together, we raise kids together. Like we're doing all these things. We're normal parents, but we're not normal parents because we're touring all the time. Right. It's like we live this crazy lifestyle, but at the end of the day, it's just very chill and very country oriented, really. And then on top of that, like just the whole layout of how everything's rolling out, it's just been really, really fantastic.
Chris Janson is our guest, chrisjanson.com, and we'll come back and talk more with the one and only Mr. Janson on the way next. Hang on. Chris Janson in the studio. The new song out. It's called "All I Need Is You." Check him out online, chrisjanson.com for touring information as well. Expect a new album in the summer. Yes, Patrick. What is it?
Oh, we're going to put you on the spot, Chris, because I have this Bass Pro Shops hat.
Sweet.
You're a
and
good man.
Inside of this Bass Pro Shops hat are topics that you would never write a song about.
Great.
And we are going to see if you, Chris Janson,
Can write one?
Can write a song randomly. I love the confidence. He's like, what? Fine. Sure.
No.
They're very,
Come on.
Now you're speaking my language.
there's
see?
very few
This is
artists
what
that
I
we
was
can
born to do.
that we can do this with.
Okay.
Plug that guitar
Okay.
in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're really the only guy
Yeah.
that we throw this challenge at. I do this, and I used to put myself up against you, but not this time. It's just you. So go ahead. And,
Also, are these
tune it.
varied?
oh yeah, it's just very random.
Okay.
Things you wouldn't normally write a song about.
That guitar sounds great. We probably should have tuned our guitar before
Oh,
you
he's
got
changing
here.
the tuning. He just dropped it.
I got to put in Hank Jr. too.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So here we go. So
Okay,
it's the
all right.
first topic.
Let's
Okay,
see what you
okay.
got. Let's
Okay.
The topic
Oh,
is.
breakfast tacos.
Breakfast tacos.
Oh, yes.
All right.
All right,
Here
here's
we go.
Chris. And this is a new one from Chris Janson. It's called.
Just a little 30-second ditty, something about
called
breakfast.
I
breakfast
just,
tacos.
fun story. I just cooked some elk tacos for me and a contractor who is been like a 20-year friend of ours or something. He's like, he does all of, like, he works with us for years. And the other day he was like, he's from Honduras. He's so funny. He was like, that smells good in there, man. I said, come in here, let's get some. So we sat down and ate some
I can make
tacos.
tacos.
Yeah, here we go. All right, Chris Janson.
Well, I was standing in the kitchen in Franklin, Tennessee, drinking Mountain Dew, wondering what I was gonna eat. So I got in the freezer and I thawed out some milk. Sat down and thought, oh, what the hell? Let's make some breakfast tacos and take the kids to school. Drop them off, wouldn't that be cool? Let's make some breakfast tacos, man, they taste so good.
Yeah.
Let's get some Moore's hot sauce and head to the woods.
Wow.
All right, well
okay.
done.
Want another one?
Yeah,
see.
let's
Yeah,
see.
go
Pick
ahead.
it.
Let's see what's
Pick
our
one
next.
more. Let's see
Totally
what you
making
got.
this up
Now,
on
here's
the
the greatest
spot.
part. Who would have cut that one? That's Billy Dean would have cut that
Billy
one.
Dean would sing that. Yes, he would. Absolutely.
Okay, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Oh, I used that this
2-in-1
morning.
shampoo and conditioner. Every man's favorite bathroom accessory.
2-in-1.
That's
yes.
right.
Here we go. Chris Janson.
Yeah, I was feeling kind of dirty after a long Saturday night. I just got off the plane after a too long 2-hour flight. I came from South Dakota and I needed a shower bad. Found some 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner and it said it was made for Dad. So I lathered that thing in and I turned that water hot. I got out of the shower and smelled like a coffee pot, mixed with Axe cologne and everything, straight from the Walmart shelf. That 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner made me smell good as heck.
There you go.
One more?
So great.
You want more?
Oh, you want to do another one?
I will
Okay.
tell you this.
We might as well make an album.
One of the ones I put in here, it just says cats. And the reason is because there's all kind of country songs about dogs, but no one ever writes country songs about a cat.
Well, you want to hear a great story?
Yeah. There you go. That's it. Chris,
Let me tell you a
Chris
great
makes
story.
me laugh so hard.
No, I love it. I'm writing
Oh,
cats.
you write cats.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
I'm allergic to cats. Okay.
Me too.
I am allergic to cats, and I'm not a cat person per se, but we so we got this place, and we were redoing the house, me and Kelly, and I just got it because it had a little land to it, so I was just looking for deer.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to redo the house, so we did it. Well, I hear this coming from the outside garage area, okay, and in the tubing of this old garage were these baby kittens, and they'd been abandoned, and so we, plus kids, raised these kittens, okay, and two of them and the other one went off into other places, but the other one really hung around, Peaches, and we still have her, and she lives at our house now, and she is
You telling me you have a cat, even
And
though
you're
you don't
allergic?
like cats? And
Oh,
you're
She's a
Listen.
mouser, though. She's an
Yeah.
outdoor
That's
cat.
Oh no, she's a mouse. She's
That's
everything.
right.
But listen, Peaches is that's my cat. Like that. If anything happened to that cat, I'm gonna be. I mean, it's bad.
Is this
So I'm allergic to cats, like a lot of people are. I don't even care if my cat hops on my car, puts her muddy feet all over my dash. I love my cat. We rescued this cat from an old garage on the west side of town behind a parking lot. We named her Peaches and she runs like a dog. She even barks sometimes. Oh, my cat loves chicken strips. She does. My cat really doesn't give a... She sits at the door in the mornings and looks in the window. She really probably wishes she was an indoor cat, but I don't think so. Because all she does is hunt and fish. Like I said, my cat doesn't give a...
meow?
You're right. You could write a whole album of these. You could write a whole album of just stupid songs that things I wrote.
I'm telling
and
you
put
right
down.
now.
Hey, legitimately, that was pretty good.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
that was good. Dude, my
Doesn't give
favorite
a-
thing is that's the song. The song is about how you wish you were a cat because all she does is hunt and fish.
Yeah.
That's actually
Dude,
a
well,
good
that's a
country song.
great song.
She does. Listen, she hunts and fishes. This is kind of gross, but she hunts and fishes. She brings these things up and like lays them on the back porch and then
Yes.
sits over. I'm like,
Yes.
look what I
Look
did.
at that.
Yeah,
Does.
my cat
She
brings
loves you.
rabbits
Look
and
what I
everything.
did.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, that is actually. I'm like, you are
yeah.
pretty cool.
She's like,
I'm gonna give you a spike collar.
I'm providing for you, Chris.
Oh my gosh, Chris Janson, everyone! Do yourself a favor. Go get "All I Need Is You." Go listen to it. Support Chris on the
Baby,
road.
all I need is you in the morning, you in the night, you every day for the rest of my life. You and me together till the day I die, Patrick. I'm all yours if you're all mine.
God knows I love Chris Janson.
I love you guys too. You guys are awesome.
ChrisJanson.com. Chris, love you. Thank you, man.
Love you, bro.
Wow, we have videos,
Yeah, that was
lots
great.
of them,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than just the one you watched. We got more and more and more and more.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or we'll tell your mom.